The true rules of Duelist Kingdom Tournament. Let's watch.
The Duelist Kingdom Tournament was a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, a competition where the best and brightest duelists across Japan competed for the title of King of Games, along with a cash prize of 3 million yen. Why is that converted again? Hey Siri, what's 3 million yen in dollars?
3 million Japanese yen is 26,509 US.
Yeah, but that is now. Well, not now, like 4 years ago. But like, I wonder what was when the anime came out. That was like what? Like 30 years ago or something? I feel like it will be different enough.
$26.
If we take that and we apply inflation,
okay,
the
he's
tournament
doing
took
it.
place in around 2006. Inflation, you carry the one. That cash prize today would probably be worth about $50,000. Honestly,
that's still
a
a
lot
lot
of money. But for a guy that owns an island, a castle, and has a monopoly on the entire Yu-Gi-Oh! Trading card game, you'd think he would have splurged a little bit more on that prize. However, to be fair, the dub did change the prize to $3 million instead, which is obviously amazing.
That is
But it
huge
just creates
difference.
Another big problem. Joey really wanted to win the prize money to pay for his sister's eye operation, and the entire prize was the cost to pay it. $50,000 makes sense.
Yeah, that's
for an eye
reasonable.
operation. $3 million? What was she having done?
A nice surgery, $3 million is gonna cure blindness, literally. That's what it was, right? It's gonna cure blindness. My sister is blind. We have $3 million, and she's not blind anymore. I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. To be honest, I figured they didn't have rules. Wasn't it like D&D with cards? Yeah, it was that's what I assumed, right? It was like a tabletop RPG, basically, right? You just improvise. You just make shit up, right? And I'm gonna be honest, Yugi was really good at making shit up, right? He was really good at that. So I thought that was the skill, right? But apparently there is rules. So let's see how much is rules and how much is improvising.
She getting the Sharingan implanted into her eyes or something? Anyway, getting back on track, Yugi was forced to enter this tournament after Pegasus had stolen his grandfather's soul. In order to get him back, he would have to win the whole thing. And while Yugi seemed to know more or less exactly how the rules worked in this tournament, for us at home, it almost seemed as if they were simply making it up as they went along.
Yes, that's how it felt.
There is some truth to that. How about we answer that question? What are the official rules for the Duelist Kingdom tournament? Before we start, I'm sure there's something you're all very curious of. A bunch of duelists going to a remote island, how did they keep their cards safe when they were there? Well, they kept their cards safe in today's sponsor, the Extra Wallet. Did you think I meant Duel Monsters cards? No, I meant their debit and credit cards.
Yeah, totally.
Extra is a
I need to protect my stuff.
ultra-thin wallet that keeps
Yugi was good at two things, making things up and stacking the deck. I don't think we should assume that Yugi was stacking the deck. This is never implied. There is no anything about stacking decks.
Steal your hard-earned money. However, this is where the Extra Wallet comes in.
Yeah, but can I hold my
material
cards?
that blocks RFID scanners and prevents wireless theft. On top of this, when I want to use
You
one of
activated my
cards,
credit
I can
card.
do so at the touch of a button.
Me on
which
Friday.
awesomely fans them out for me to choose from. And when I
You're
want
getting
to put them
gems
back,
to play
it's just as
K9,
easy. Extra
Vanquish
also offers
Soul,
tracker cards, which you
Master
compare
Duel.
to your phone, so that if you lose your wallet, you can know exactly where it is. You can even call out for help.
Yeah, I don't know where this is coming from. Like, I always hear about
Symbiotically
Yugi
as well,
stacking the
you
deck,
use
and
your
I'm like,
phone,
that
but
is.
have your wallet. You can call
Where's-
your phone
what is that?
from your wallet to find it.
Bakura Dungeon Master makes so much sense with this context. The first, oh yeah. That's the first like
Now,
arc,
if you use
right?
my
That
link down in the
didn't
description,
get properly.
You can get an insane discount
Well, maybe it
off your
did. I
extra
actually don't know. I haven't
purchases.
watched it. Was
Treat
it on TV?
yourself
I don't
today
think so.
Using the link in the description,
Not
and
in
keep your money
the
safe.
channels that I watch. Okay, tournament rules.
The tournament was invite only. 40
Okay,
duelists
we're
were
actually going
invited.
for like
Each duelist
the
invited
most basic
was sent
rules.
a welcome pack consisting of 5 cards and 2 star chips. Those 5 cards given out were given out to give details of the tournament. For instance, the ship card gave information on when and where they would need to meet to enter. The island card told them that the tournament would take place on Pegasus's private island in the middle of the Pacific Ocean. The Duelist glove card told them about what the starships were for and allowed them to receive a dual gauntlet for them to keep their starships safe as
You know what's sad? That we didn't get more of this. The glove is so iconic. The glove is so iconic. And I don't think we saw this ever again, right? I don't think so.
dueled. Finally, the Glory of the King's Hand and Glory of the King's Opposite Hand cards were used as the prize cards. The holder of the Glory of the King's Hand card would allow the winner to claim the $50,000 prize money and nothing
That sounds
more
a little
or
unnecessary.
less. Whereas the Glory of the King's Opposite Hand allows the winner to have one more duel, and this was against Maximilian Pegasus himself. If you were able to beat him in a duel, not only would you earn the title of King of Games, you would also receive anything you desired.
However, of course, such a great prize requires a great risk, as if you lose this duel, you lose your soul.
An image will appear on the card once you are defeated. In other words, my soul will be sealed in the card. That is
The
correct.
2 starships would serve as 1, proof of entry to the tournament, and 2, the actual currency within the tournament. You would be gambling these, and this would determine if you moved on to the next round. The reason for this was because starships must be wagered in every duel, with the winner taking all. A duelist with 10 starships qualifies for the finals of the tournament. Those who lost all of their starships or had below 10 at the end of the allotted time would be eliminated. However, with 40 duelists and 80 starships in the mix, this meant that there was a potential to have 8 finalists. And this was something that Pegasus didn't want to happen. Pegasus only wanted 4 to qualify, so he hired 4 eliminators to retrieve the extra 40 starships. In the end, those that made it to the finals would then face off in a mini playoff style tournament. Round 1 of the tournament would have a time limit of 48 hours and would be structured as a battle royale. The way it worked was they just set all of the duelists loose on the island, give them a couple minutes to get ready, and then you could just battle to your heart's content. You can ambush people if you want, duel them there, lead them to places, do whatever you want. You've got the whole island, but you've only got 48 hours. So that's everything you need to know
It's
about
almost like it was perfectly designed to have like murders happen there.
the tournament itself. What about the in-duel rules?
Yeah, that's
Take a
what
look.
that's what we need. That's what we need.
A duelist deck must contain 40 cards
Exactly.
No side
Alright.
defeat is allowed. On top of that, any additional cards
wait. This is some shit Mr. Beast will do. We need this to happen. We need Mr. Beast to do this. I've got what? How many was? 80 duelists. Oh, what was it? Whatever. I was gonna do the whole thing. I got this in a remote island. Actually, it did happen, right? They did it for the Squid Games one. But yeah.
cards players brought to the island were confiscated. So they had their 40 card deck, anything extra they had was taken away from them.
Bandit Keith, of course, snuck on
I'm not going to Mr. Beast Duelist Kingdom. I would. I totally would, Chad. Like, come on, imagine.
the island and was a known cheater, and this is why he had so many extra cards with him, as he'd snuck them on and gave them all to Bones.
However,
Bones.
winning a card from an opponent and using that in your deck is allowed. For example, Joey beat Rex, took his Red Eyes Black Dragon. So what Joey did was take 1 card out of his deck, put Red Eyes Black Dragon in there. He's got a 40 card deck again. Everything's good. Now, some of you might have a problem with this ruling because later on in the tournament, Yuki is going to have the perfect card to defeat Joey Wheeler, and it almost seems as if his side decked it in. The card, of course, I'm talking about is Dark Sage that can only be summoned by being aged by Time Wizard.
Yeah.
However, we'll cover that a little bit later, don't worry.
Why
Each
was that in the deck? That is suspicious.
Duelist begins the duel with 2,000 life points and 6 cards in their hand. If a player's life points are reduced to 0, they lose the duel. You can only summon 1 monster per turn. Monsters summoned must be in either face-up attack, face-up defense, or face-down defense. You can flip a set monster up into either face-up attack or face-up defense. Tribute
Interesting.
summoning is not an established mechanic. So that
There is
means
no tribute summon,
high-level
you can just
monsters
summon
can be
whatever.
summoned without any sacrifices at all. Blue Eyes White Dragon, 8-star monster, Who needs sacrifices? Just normal summon that straight to the field. A simpler time, if a player...
I don't know, that always felt like so unfair. Like, it makes no sense in my opinion. But I guess at the time, like, I don't know, makes sense. I brought 80 professional Yu-Gi-Oh players to an abandoned island for a life or death tournament. Winner wins $1 million. That is not a video title. That's how the video will start. But yeah, and it will be like him, like doing the Mr. Beast pose in the thumbnail with the island behind a lot of people, like with the gloves. Yeah, totally. I can see that happen. Editor? No, I'm just kidding. There is no editor. Imagine if Konami actually invested money into making IRL Duel Disc, or at least the platform we see in Duelist Kingdom. Yu-Gi-Oh will be the most popular thing in the planet. Yeah, totally. I that will never happen though. I feel like that's something that could happen in VR. In VR, I could totally see it happening. But yeah, actual like Duel Discs, I don't think that's something that we can expect soon.
Player does not control a monster and is also unable to summon a monster before the end of their turn, then they automatically
someone ever lose like this? I don't remember.
Only attack once per turn. Neither player can attack opponents directly. Yes, you heard that right. With only one attack per turn and no direct attacks. If you really wanted to, you could stall the heck out of your opponent. Just summon a monster in defense, your opponent attacks. They can have 5 monsters on the board, but they can only attack with one of them. So you can keep stalling with just one monster on the field. However, of course, you could be wasting a lot of monsters doing this, and if you just can't summon a monster, well, you're
interesting. I didn't know that was a rule.
If a monster is destroyed by the effect of a card, then the monster's controller is dealt damage equal to half the attack of the monster destroyed. The best example of this is probably Mirror Force. Yugi uses this against Weevil, and half of the attack of all of the monsters is dealt to Weevil.
Oh, so I'm not crazy. I'm not crazy. I knew this. Mirror Force causes damage. Okay, I thought it was crazy. I was like, wait. Mirror Force didn't cause damage? I was like, okay, now I remember. So it happened in the anime. That's where it come from. Because I was under the assumption that Mirror Force caused damage. And I was like, wait, what? What do you mean? When people told me, like, where is this coming from? It happened in the anime. Okay.
And again, against Mako Tsunami, he wipes the entire field, and half of that damage is dealt to Mako, which completely wipes out his life points. A monster that is treated as an equip card is still treated as a monster, meaning that monster can also be used as a cost. For example, for a ritual monster summon.
All spell cards are treated as quick play spell cards. Yes, basically all spell cards in Duelist Kingdom are normal spells, and all of them are treated as if they're quick play spells. Quick play spells don't exist in Duelist Kingdom yet, but their mechanics are just like it, so it's a quick play spell, basically.
Fusion monsters and monsters transformed do not have physical cards.
Okay, this is why then. This makes perfect sense, and honestly, it really feels like this is a thing in the other anime. Like some like fusions like appear out of nowhere, and they are no physical cards. Okay, that makes perfect sense. Because in the rules of the it wasn't clear, right? Or I don't remember. They did do a tech demo for VR Yu-Gi-Oh! Where you summon Dark Magician against Blue Eyes White Dragon. It's scripted, but the model animations are crazy. Yeah, the thing is like you will need so many models, right? But I can see it happening. You will need so many models for every card. But it can happen, obviously.
Cards. Instead, you keep the materials on the field, and the game will render their fused or transformed form straight onto the field. If you don't quite understand what I mean, if you look back at Duelist Kingdom, you will never see the fusion card of a fusion monster. Or for example, if a card is transformed into something else through some sort of effect, there isn't a card form of that. It would be safe to assume that there's a long list of fusion cards that you can make, and as long as you know what two monsters can be fused together, you've basically got an unlimited extra deck size, as long as you have all the fusion materials in your deck.
So to clarify what I said earlier, Yugi having Dark Sage, well, it was never in his deck to begin with. It's a transformed card, something that exists outside of his main deck. Obviously, Yugi was the original owner of Time Wizard, so if he ever had Time Wizard on the field and Dark Magician and failed, his Dark Magician would evolve into Dark Sage. So naturally he knows if he's playing against Joey and Time Wizard uses its ability on him, he can transform his monster into its...
This, honestly, this is the most bullshit thing, like made up stuff that happened in the anime. That is so crazy.
New state. Ritual monsters are kept outside of your main deck.
Oh.
Yes, you heard me right. Ritual monsters, they aren't in your main deck. You keep them in kind of like an extra deck in your pocket or something like that. All you need is the ritual spell card. You activate the ritual spell and you can summon the ritual monster from outside of your deck. Fusion and ritual materials must be on the field to be summoned. Meaning you can't activate polymerization or a ritual spell card with the materials in your hand. They have to be on the field. Traps are triggered when the activation requirement is met. Not a rule, but a fun fact. Continuous trap cards are super rare in Duelist Kingdom. Look at how Mai talks about her Mirror Wall trap card. This is a big one, but duels in Duelist Kingdom take place on special dueling arenas. Each dueling arena is made up of different attribute environments.
Yeah, it's like there is a field spell.
These environments come in ocean, land, meadow, wilderness, graveyard, mountain, forest, desert,
I feel like most of them are kind of similar.
Of a corresponding attribute summoned to one of these zones will receive a field power bonus that would increase its attack and defense by 30%. If a monster boosts
30%. Imagine that. Can you imagine if we had effects like this with percentages that you have to add certain percentages? That will, honestly, that will make it unplayable for a lot of people. Yeah, you will actually have to do math, like actual like math. Oh no.
By a field power bonus, attacks or is attacked by a monster that's attack has been increased by the effect of a spell or trap and not by a field power bonus, then that boost is not applied during battle. What do I mean by this? That sounded really confusing, I know. The best example, Yugi boosts his feral imp's attack by using Horn of the Unicorn. He attacks, but since Weevil's monster's attack was boosted by the field power bonus, then Weevil's monster's attack points take priority. And so, Feral Imp is destroyed and Yugi takes damage as if Feral Imp had no equipped spell on it at all. Why did they do this?
Yeah, that makes sense.
I don't know. I don't really like this. I completely forgot about it when I was rewatching it. The only thing that I can think of is that Pegasus wanted to emphasize the field power bonuses. This was like the gimmick of this part of the tournament. Weevil says you have to rely on either your monster's innate abilities or the field power bonuses to win. So yeah, there you go. Adding to this, there are also terrain and type advantages. Think of this as something akin to the Pokemon games. For example, a winged beast monster who attacks a monster on the ground who is boosted by a field power bonus will lose the field power bonus because the monster in the sky can fly and the monster on the ground can't. Right. Or like, if you get a monster wet, then of course, if your monster has electric abilities... Yeah,
this is a made-up bullshit. This is a made-up bullshit.
From that, right? Because it conducts more electricity. Yeah? Or, like, you use an ability that burns away grass, so they're going to lose the field power bonus, because you use the fiery ability to, like, singe the grass. Basically, what I'm leading to is the final rule of the Duelist Kingdom tournament. And that is, all cards have the potential to do something unique.
Oh yeah, that is a very well established rule. Hold on, chat, I need to move here. All cards have potential to do something if it makes logical sense. Now that is something. Now that is something. Oh, this seems like something like that you have trouble enforcing. You will call the judge all the time if it was an actual serious stuff. Yeah, so basically a D&D and tabletop game. Yeah, exactly.
Rational sense. Some of you are going to hate that, but yes. Duel Monsters in the Duelist Kingdom tournament is basically a collaboration with Dungeons and Dragons. You have the card game of Duel Monsters merged together with the mechanics of Dungeons and Dragons. What this means is, whatever's happening on the field, if you can make sense of it and justify basically what is happening, you can kind of get away with anything. For instance, the water field. Logically, water monsters would be able to swim underwater, so it's not hard to believe that they would be able to hide themselves under the water, and this would cause their attack and defense points to be obscured. So that would mean Yugi wouldn't know what he was attacking, and so he could attack blindly into a monster and it could have more attack.
That makes sense, right? Or like giant.
I wonder who will be the actual strongest monster based on its flavor text. I'm pretty sure it's Blue Eyes White Dragon, right? At the time, it was meant to be like that thing. Actually, hold on. Let me read it right now. Blue Eyes White Dragon. Where's the flavor text? Where's the flavor? This legendary dragon is powerful. Is a powerful engine of destruction, virtually invincible. Very few have faced this awesome creature and lived to tell the tale. Virtually invincible. No, I don't think. Unless there is something that says that it's literally invincible, then I feel like the Blue Eyes White Dragon will be the strongest one.
Giant soldier of stone. It's made of earth. So let's say it moved into the sea, then I guess it could be used as a piece of land to play another monster on. This was what Mako Tsunami thought Yugi's original plan was. To summon Giant Soldier of Stone, make it move into the ocean, and then he would have 2 platforms so we can summon 2 monsters. However, that's not what Yugi did. You see, he played a spell card called Full Moon, which of course, as we all know, the moon controls the tides of the sea. So by that logic, if I attacked the moon and destroyed it, then the tide would go all the way out, and all those fishy monsters would be exposed.
Yeah, that's not how it works.
Right? That makes sense. Or like if I destroyed flotation rings on a castle, and then a card is played that encases all the monsters inside, that means that they can't get away. Now that castle is starting to fall. Logically, if they're all underneath it, and it's got spikes at the bottom of the card, it would crush them all and kill them all. That makes sense.
That was so specific,
or how about
right?
if I combine a card like Living Arrow with Polymerization, and then I fuse a dying undead monster.
Wait, this actually happened?
Well, that living monster wouldn't like to have a dying monster merged into it.
What the hell?
So logically, it would slowly start to decay, just like flesh. That makes sense. I can get away with that. Or maybe Shadow of Eyes doesn't work on female monsters. Or maybe if we multiply...
Wait, excuse me, what?
Maybe Shadow of Eyes doesn't work on female monsters. That makes sense. I can get away with that. Or maybe Shadow of Eyes doesn't work on female monsters. Or maybe if we multiply a Karibo, there would be so many of it. A monster like Thousand Eyes Restrict wouldn't be able to absorb them all, and would probably go blind if it tried to absorb them all. At the end of the day, just ask yourself, if I was in a D&D campaign and I said what I wanted to do, and the Dungeon Master rolls his eyes and says, all right, just roll the D20, and you roll a critical 20, he's gonna be like, yeah, go on then, why not? It's basically what Yugi's doing here. Everything he does, he's rolling a d20. He's getting a critical hit. And with that, I'm sorry I can't be more specific.
No, I mean, it's the best that anyone can do.
Basically, those are the rules of the Duelist Kingdom tournament. I'm sorry they were a little bit vague at the end. One thing I want you to all keep in mind, the duel between Yugi and Kaiba, where Kaiba threatens to throw himself off the side of the castle, that doesn't count as part of this because they're using those prototype duel discs. They have like a different sort of dueling setup there. So don't consider that if it contradicts anything that we've talked about today. Just think of all the others. But yeah, that was the true rules of Duelist Kingdom done. Let me know if there's anything that I missed out. Equally, let me know if there's anything that I got wrong in this video. If there's anything else, I will add them as like a pinned comment or something like that. So we can. Is
that a pinned comment? It's not a pinned comment. I guess everything was correct.
Thank you all for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Catch you later. Bye everyone.
I guess everything was correct. What can I say? I'm honestly really impressed, like how good this video is. Like everything makes sense, I guess. I don't know what to tell you. Like it makes sense to a certain extent. But yeah, I'm glad that it's clarified now. Because honestly, yeah, there are some rules that to me were like, wait, that goes against the rules. But no, it's between the rules of the Duelist Kingdom tournament. So yeah, and the improvising stuff, yeah, I guess you have to make that. There is no other way to make sense of it. So yeah, amazing video.